What's good, y'all? It's DJ T-Mac here to bring you another great hip-hop conversation. Today's guest is Aaqil Ali L. This is somebody who I've interviewed before a little bit over a year ago when I first started getting into interviewing, and it was amazing to have him as one of the first people that I spoke to. He's got a great energy, great vibe, and that's why we're bringing him back here today. We also got to update it. He's got a lot of new music coming out. He's got a lot of great things to say. Been one of my favorite people to follow on social media over the past year and listen to. So be sure to connect with Aaqil Ali below. Make sure to check out the mix done by myself. Hear a bunch of his music. Here, I'll cut it up, have some fun with it below also, and enjoy. What's good, everybody? DJ T-Mac here for another great hip-hop conversation. This is my second time around with our guest that we have right now. He goes by the name of Aaqil Ali, and I got a lot to talk about with him. He's got a new album coming out called Dusty Souls with Y.N.X.716, and I'm sure there's a lot more stuff that we could talk about. So let's get into it right now. Aaqil, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How's everything, man?
Very good, very good. Out here in Colorado now, things are a lot different for both of us probably from when we first met a little over a year ago.
Right, for sure.
So one part of hip hop that I love that's not necessarily an element is the conversational aspect that happens. There's a lot of unique individuals with unique experiences. So I love listening to, podcast interviews, and something you do daily on Instagram is, just talking, and it seems like fleshing out ideas, giving people inspiration. There's a whole lot that you're doing on there.
Right.
Before we talk about that, let's rewind to just what I was mentioning before. About a little over a year ago, December 2020, I believe, is when we initially connected. You were on Cape Cod, doing some stuff with Lord Mob Fly Family. Talk about where you were in that space, sort of mentally, obviously physically, where you were, and kind of where you are now. Let's give us a little story about what's been going on.
That time period was more of, me getting really acclimated to the hip hop world. Being with a group, a collective, just getting in tune with, traveling, Airbnbs, staying in different places, creating where you're at. So you caught me in a great transitional period where, we was in Cape Cod, a couple guys was working on albums. I was able there to be like a fly on the wall and also work on, some of the music that I wanted to put out. So it was beautiful. It was a point in time where, I was really sharpening my pen, making a lot of good music, and bumped right into you. You know what I'm saying? Which, believe it or not, it was a beacon of light, because, we're up there, I'm Googling, and stores is closing early, and then all of a sudden you bump into I forgot how we bumped into you, but it was and then you just was really into hip hop. And then it was like, you had a movement going. And for me, and for all of us, we just seen like this glow in your eyes. And we just seen like, it was like, yo, like you really took this shit serious. So, you got to give yourself a lot of credit, because I think a lot of the reason why we were able to align with you is because you was prepared. You may not have felt like you was prepared, but you had your mic, you had your pod, you had everything. You invested a lot into the craft. So for me, meeting was like, this shit is dope. And I knew eventually that if you stayed with it, that, things would definitely organically work in your favor.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, you guys were like some of the first sit-down interviews I did. I had a few, but it was all with people that I knew and was familiar with their work. I really was unaware of what you guys were doing, who you were, what you were about, the music you were making. So to like you said, I guess I was prepared. You always say that. I'm like, I didn't know you guys, I was just trying to do my thing, but it's about staying ready so you don't have to get ready necessarily.
For sure.
So now we're definitely ready. We got the stew locked down.
Yeah, I see you, man.
And, we're doing our thing. But so our first interview, I was a little disappointed with, because the audio on it was not very good, and me being a perfectionist in that way. This one's going to be a lot better. But something we spoke about was your name. I'm not sure if everybody was able to watch that. So, there's a lot more people watching now. Why don't you break down your name again for us?
So my name is it has a couple different meanings. So for me, it was a name that, my grandfather, you know, people in my family will call me. Aqil means most kind in Arabic. Ali is a name that can be broken down in many different ways. Ali can mean intelligent. You know what I mean? There's other little different acronyms that goes with Ali. And then L is basically like, you know, comes from my nationality, which is, you know, Indian, you know, Moorish, you know, Moorish American. So, you know, my name is Aaqil Ali L. And, you know, it has so many like things behind it. It was also like a nickname for me because I always wanted a nickname. So, you know, having someone organically call me that, and then growing on me over the years. And, you know, then it's an Arabic name, which is the first language, you know, and then, so it just, and then also, you know, in spirituality, you know, people don't, we have titles, not names. So, you know, in the African paradigm, usually people like Simba, let's say Simba or different type of names usually mean something universal instead of having like a branded name. My branded name was Lowell Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Lowell is Irish name. Robinson is you know, so I don't come from that descent, obviously. So you know, like obviously when you go back into the history of it, those are my slave antecedents, or the people who own my family and stuff like that. So I kind of, as I got older, I just kind of wanted to break away from it. You know what I'm saying? Organically too. It wasn't like on some like, you know, start a crazy movement about, you know, it's just kind of like just me. I just wanted this, you know, Aqil Ali. I just love the fact that I was able to just bridge away from being branded.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like that. Thank you for breaking that down for us again. Yeah. And just one more thing regarding Cape Cod, you know, you shot the Reflections video out there. I was watching it the other day and I don't live there anymore. So it's like refreshing and cool to see that, you know, for somebody who lived in the town and, you know, saw it during the busy summers, the not so busy winters, as you kind of spoke about everything closing early. It's cool to like just see that. So you don't even necessarily might not know what you did, but for people that live in that town that don't get to see it, it's like a refreshing, cool thing to see.
Out of hand, I found a plan. Niggas made a killing out them dollar vans. Gloves on, we have potted hands. I only dealt with rosters with morals. You never count your hand. Taught me how to stack and get money and go and buy some land. Yeah. I did this shit on my own. You niggas never loved me.
So props.
Yeah, it was crazy. Even when I was shooting it, when I was shooting the video, you know, you just started seeing people that were stopping a little bit and, you know, watching and observing. It was dope. And I didn't really think about it. It's like kind of like history. Well, has anybody else shot a music video in Cape Cod?
There's some local artists in Provincetown who have kind of done their own thing and put their spin on it. But it was, what you guys did was different. It was all different places, sort of different views. Right. You know, everybody has their own perspective and things that they see in the town. So it was cool to, you know, go back and reflect on that a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man. I appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Let's talk more about where you're from, because I think I just kind of whiffed on it last time. We didn't really get too deep into it, but you're from Mt.Vernon, New York, which is a little bit outside of the city, correct?
Right. Money earning, Mt.Vernon.
And I feel like Mt.Vernon and Long Island are a little bit similar. That's where I'm originally from. Both a little bit outside of the city. Both are a little bit unique in their own way, and both have some legends that came out of there and contributed to hip hop.
Right.
So obviously I know about Heavy D and the Boys, Pete Rock, CL Smooth. Who are some other people that came from Mt.Vernon?
Diddy, Puff Daddy, but he doesn't really rep us too much, but he's from Mt.Vernon. We got Denzel Washington, Felicia Rashad from the Cosbys, Debbie Allen, a guy named Jeff Redd is a legend, a singer, Eddie F. Ben Gorton played in the NBA. Respectfully, me, you know, I played, you know, pro football, you know, so it's like, you know, legend of two sports like Pee Wee Kirkland. No, I'm just fucking we got it's a lot, man. Like Mt.Vernon is basically a suburb with that's a melting pot that just it's very competitive here, and we have a lot of talent. So for me, even though I'm doing my thing with the music, it's so many people who came before me. You know what I mean? It's so many people who paved the way. So, you know, when you come from Mt.Vernon, we pay homage to the people who came before us, and you'll notice that we have a lot of pride in where we come from. So you'll hear people like money earning, man. Money earning Mt.Vernon. It's just like it's a small 4-square mile.
I was just gonna say it's a very small area, right?
Yeah. But we make it work.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Talk about some of the new talent that's coming out of there. Obviously, we got you. I know Quentin Gilmore. You're heavy, you know, locked in and doing stuff with him. Talk about some of the new talent that's coming out nowadays.
Especially from Mt.Vernon, man, we got my boy, we got Quentin Gilmore. We got my guy, Corey Fluke. My boy, Corey Fluke. You want to hear him on a couple of my projects. I got him on there. Another gentleman named Lenny Bunch. We got my guy, his name is Vil God. CNG Ty, Chose the Don, Uno, Maury. We got a lot of, different guys. We got a lot of different genres of music. You know what I mean? I'm one of the few people who kind of stay in my lane. You know what I mean? And then we got so many different, and then one of the biggest artists we have from the city is Mayor Capella Gray. You get the song Gallus and all that. So that's my young boy. So him and Quentin Gilmore, all of them around the same age. So, we all like in cahoots. Mt.Vernon is a place where even when people make it, they still come back. And so it's just like this area is just reeking with just talent, all over. Shout out to Video on the Beat. He's from Mt.Vernon. We got a lot of legends, what I mean? So, it's definitely, for me, I always knew that I just had to add to what was going on. I never tried to come in and try to be like, oh, I'm the king of Mt.Vernon, I'm the best. I don't even care about that, really. I just love the fact that I could add to the pot.
That's awesome, man. Having all those people around to be able to collaborate and, you just come up with new ideas and sounds that way with, people with making different stuff. So that's cool, man. I'm excited to tap in and do some research on some of those people that you mentioned.
Right.
Let's talk more about traveling. So I know after Cape Cod, I was following you on social media. I believe you were in Atlanta for a little bit. You were in LA working for a little bit. How were those experiences like? I think you shot like a video out in LA. Right. What was it like, after being on Cape in this isolated cold place in the winter? What was it like to get out to those other areas and collaborate with artists, and kind of what were you doing?
It built my confidence, man. I felt like, I've been on the journey with this music, all situations aren't good, and you just start finding your way. And I just got to a point where I said, my safe haven was doing what I love, traveling. I do know a lot of people, especially in the industry. And so I'm very fortunate to, like, when I do travel, I know people, I'm able to set up shop, get an Airbnb, get a nice little setup. I have the engineers, or, like how when you came over, you seen we was recording inside the house.
Yep.
That's big for me. It builds confidence. It helps you network. You're consistent with your music because you're still writing new material. And it keeps you in that business mode, So for me, it was real crucial for my confidence, and also as well as the direction I want to go in my music, as well as myself with Higher Realm Music Entertainment. So it was dope, man. I met, I went out to LA, I was with Planet Asia exhibit. I was out there networking. I was in Atlanta, So each time I travel was just, I'm taking advantage of it. I'm not going out there to vacate. I'm not going out there to play around. I'm really just trying to go out there and grow my catalog, align with people, and just keep pushing. So anytime my albums come out or anything important comes out, I have like this network and these resources to continue doing what I'm doing. So awesome. It's dope.
Yeah, it's cool, man, doing your own thing. And you mentioned Higher Realm Music. That was going to be my next thing. Music. Let's talk about it. Break it down. I love the spelling of it. You got the hip hop influence on it, just giving it, what it is, but it's spelled a little differently, just giving it like the swag. That's part of the culture. So talk about Higher Realm Music, but let's break it down.
Yes, sir. So Higher Realm Music is basically predicated off of taking your physical, your spiritual, and your mental aspects to a higher realm. I believe that with music, it's very similar to football. Football is about practicing, believing in yourself, developing a team, and playing your role organically. And you don't got to burn bridges. You got to do things like that when you just keep things right in the righteous space. So Higher Realm was basically something that I've always had. Even when I was with other collectives, I've always had Higher Realm, developing, but I just always kind of respectfully, put it where, put in the back as I was aligning with other collectives. Now that I'm no longer with those collectives, and I learned the things that I need to learn from those collectives, just learning and being hands-on and rubbing shoulders with certain people. Now I know exactly how to do things, how to carve my lane, how to do projects, how to align with producers, the vinyl lane. So I know all of this shit. So I just figured, now I'm a little bit older, I'm more mature, I have a lot of great relationships with people. So now it's time for me to start calling some plays, but not just trying to just jump into it, trying to be some boss, try to be something, just more like just knowing that people listen to me. I have the knowledge, and I just help artists, kind of behind the scenes. You know, a lot of things that, you know, whether it's, you know, figuring out the vinyl lane or figuring out how to put a project together or picking out beats, you know, marketing your merch, anything like that, you know, I kind of help people with. So Higher On became like an umbrella, you know what I mean? So I love it. I got a couple engineers, I got in-house beat makers from all over the world. You know, I got artists who are starting to line, and everybody who's aligning is coming organically. Like, I'm not reaching out to people or telling people like, yo, B, we'll Higher On. It's more like people just get around me and they're like, yo, I fuck with this shit. I like being here. You know what I mean? So Realm Muzik is not a threat to anybody. I'm just a nice little, you know, just a nice organization just coming through making beautiful music with people who believe in themselves.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You said it was kind of always on the back burner, but do you remember like when the initial spark or idea happened? Was it seeing an artist that had their own label? Kind of where did the idea start or come from for you?
Well, what took me so long to even do music was I didn't like labels. And I just didn't like, you know, to have an album out, a quota, be told what to do. So that's one of the main reasons why I never did music, because it was like, shit, I'm being told what to do in football. There's no need for me to go from one system to another. So it got to a point where I studied Dizzy Wright, Tech Nine, a lot of the Memphis rappers, Yo Gotti, 3-6 Mafia, Master P. They're all entrepreneurs. They're all people who own their own label, all people who believed in what they was doing and started from the mud, even Nipsey. So studying all these guys was more realistic for me, knowing that, you know, when you get a label, it's a loan. So I didn't want a loan. I just wanted to create. I just wanted to create something. So just watching, I felt like I had to do it. I felt like being at the age that I was at and the type of music I was making, I felt like, you know, that nobody's really going to be knocking down people's doors to sign a 34-year-old, a 33-year-old ex-football player who decides that he wants to make hip hop music now in a very competitive lane at that. So I just said, you know what, nigga, you're on your own. You're on your own. You ain't gonna get no roses. Create your own thing and just don't stray from it. So, you know, it's been an up and down road, but it's been a steady road. It's been up and down, but steady. And I've been making progression each year. So for me, I just feel like once I learned what I needed to learn and I got the experience that I needed to get, that's what made me more confident. Like, now I'm gonna push this higher realm. So it was an idea that started from my athletic academy that I have called Higher Realm Speed and Agility. Because remember, I play football, so I train kids. And then I also have a juice called Higher Realm Juice. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know what I mean? So all of that kind of was just a name and a thing that I just always kind of been pushing over the years to where it just organically went into Higher Realm Music. Nice, man. That's cool. Yeah. I like that story. Yeah. Well, hold on, let me slow down. Dusty Souls, will that be released like on Higher Realm? I know that's a collaborative project between you, Y.N.X.716. Right. Is that part of, is that like a first release for Higher Realm Music, or this is something a little different? Well, it's kind of, you know what I mean? Only because, you know, like Y.N.X. is like, that's like my brother. That's like family now. You know, Y.N.X. has his own, I think it's Hourglass, I want to say. So because me and him are very just logical dudes, we're probably just going to split it. Higher Realm, Hourglass. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And promoted by both. Yeah. Right. So it's funny because like some songs that I put, I'll be like Aaqil Ali featuring Y.N.X. And then when he posts a song, he'll say Y.N.X. featuring Aaqil Ali, respected. So we just kind of just going back and forth and just kind of just, you know, just keeping it between both of us, you know. So it's basically, I used to kind of answer that it would be a Higher Realm and Hourglass, you know, split project, you know, but I wouldn't really consider it, you know, a direct Higher Realm project, but it is because we both, you know, me and him been hands-on with this whole project, man. It's going to be 15 songs, you know, maybe 15, 16 songs, intro, outro. We got poets, everything. It's a real full album. And it doesn't sound like like, you know, like an average underground album. Like, you know, it's not going to sound like nobody. You know, I know in this lane it's a copycat lane. You know, a lot of artists copycat. They copy is like, you know, once West Side and them guys opened up the lane, it's like, you know, you got some people who just like, okay, there's a hip hop lane open for us to make music, and some people just try to like really literally copy everything that they do. You know what I'm saying? Even to down to the beats and shit. Like, you know what I mean? I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. I understand. But like for me, it's like I wanted to show on this album, like I'm not in that box. I'm not in the box. You know, I'm an underground artist. I'm indie, but I don't have to, you know, just be on one sound and make one, you know, like the gritty hip hop is actually my least favorite part. I do it when I do make gritty, but it's my least favorite. I like vibrant music, high vibrational. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of break the rules a lot with shit. Like, you know, I'm, you know, it's more. I hit all 5 or 6 pockets of hip hop. Like I do contemporary hip hop, like the old school hip hop. I do soul music. I do the gritty. You know, I do everything. So I try to hit all my albums is predicated on which fan base do I want to hit within the same genre. So I got an album coming out with a producer named Phries, Phries. He's from Australia. So he got a fan base out there. So I'm doing a little 7-song project for him. I got a team called Samplicity from Germany. I'm doing a project with them. They're from Germany. You know what I'm saying? So they got their own little flow. So what I do is I just align and create. And so I got enough music to last me till like 2025, bro. Like music is like now I'm just getting the business together, and you just want to just fan funnel and just, you know, get people to be on deck for your merch and for your physicals. You know what I mean? So yeah, Dusty Souls is a beautiful organic project. I was at a point in my career where, you know, I was doing a lot of albums, and, you know, things was happening behind the scenes, you know, why they wasn't coming out of my control. So I just wanted to I had to gain back my control of certain things. And then you know, once I was able to do it, it was like, okay, I want to make music with someone like, you know, like more like myself. You know, I want to make, you know, I want to really create something vibrant. And Y.N.X. was, you know, fucking very underrated. It's one of the best artists. You know
how did you guys initially connect? This was going to be my next question. How did that initial connection happen? He's from Buffalo. Interesting. You know, you brought up West Side. He's got his own sort of style though, and he's a real MC, a spitter.
Right.
So what was your initial connection like?
Just universe. You know, I used to live in Buffalo. I lived in Buffalo for like 7 years. So he knew, you know, it was like I knew people that he didn't know up there. He knew people I didn't know, and then we knew some of the same people. And then, you know, I think I reached out to him. I think he reached out to me. I just kept seeing him cooking. You know, he's a real genuine dude. So I'm a genuine dude. So for people like that, it's only a matter of time before you run into each other. So, you know, we just started like, you know, people was like sharing his stuff. Like, yo, you need to rock with this dude. I checked him out. I'm like, oh, this dude is young, like 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit older than he is, but he's more experienced. Like he's been doing this shit for a minute. So it was just a perfect balance. I got a chance to check out his music. I'm like, no, this kid is dope. And I knew that he was like getting kind of caught up in the afterthought of what's going on up there. So I said, you know what? I believe in him enough, and I believe in what I can create to where me and him can link up and create a dope ass project. So what we did was we went and got beats from like a lot of top producers like Thugsman, Castle Beats, Aesthetic Beats, Backpack Beats. You know what I mean? I went and got beats from people that I fuck with, Jamar Johnson. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different producers. So now everybody's going to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? We now, so we got 15, 16 songs, straight fire. He's rapping first, I'm rapping second. I'm rapping first, he's rapping second. Some joints he's rapping fast first, like he's dumping, and then I'm complimenting him. Some joints I'm going crazy, and then he's complimenting me. It's a very cohesive project. We didn't try to like outdo each other. We didn't try to like, we wasn't really worried about that. We just really just wanted to show 2 artists who, you know, are respectfully considered spitters. You know what I'm saying? And just create a nice cohesive project together. So it's going to kill him. Like you're going to see with this album. You know, I know a lot of people say, you know, my album's going to be, but this is going to hit him. The vibration is just it's too positive. It's too strong. And the sound and the mixing and everything is on point. So it's going to show a lot of professionalism. It's going to show that I'm on the right track, that we're on the right track with our music.
That's awesome, man. That's something I heard you say, 15 songs. That's a full body of work. A lot of things coming out now are like less than a half hour. So this is probably pushing an hour, maybe a little over, right?
Right.
That's great. I love that, man. There's a lot that could happen within that. And you guys got a lot to say. So, you know, it'll be a lot to soak up within that. Talk about the process of actually like making the album. You guys are in 2 separate places, I'm assuming, for most of it.
Yeah.
Is it like through email, sending things back and forth? How is that like actually building the project, figuring out the sequence, who's going to go where, being in different places? Talk about that process.
It's funny because me and him, right? Because it's kind of, it all depends on the work ethic of the other person and just how they are as people. This is when character comes in. So Y.N.X. is a stand-up dude. He's a very, like, he has his own setup at his house. So truthfully, Y.N.X. at one point was like leading the way, like just sending me, because he was on it. He was really excited. I was excited. So it was just, I was sending him a beat, he's sending me a verse and a hook. So it was like, at one point, he was like, he sent me a verse and a hook, send me a verse and a hook. And I asked him like, yo, how you recording so fast? He's like, yo, I got my own setup. So it was like, you know, I caught him at a certain point. And this is why this is going to be a beautiful album. I caught him at a certain point in his career. I was kind of coming where I was a little drained. And he was kind of like more on an up and up. So it was like, so he was recording, sending me verses. And then I stepped in my shit. And I started doing that, like sending my verses, and then it just started building and building. And we Zoom, you know what I'm saying? We like similar beats, you know what I'm saying? We, you know, certain shit he don't like, he like, nah, I ain't going with that. I'm like, all right, cool, fuck it, we're gonna do this. I may be like, yo, I don't really know. He'd be like, where, you don't think so? I'm like, nah, we should go the other way. So we talk on the phone a lot. Like we really developed an organic relationship. I'm talking at 6 a.m. You know, I wake up, he'd be the first nigga I hit some like, yo, boom, boom, yo, this intro, we gotta get this shit mixed. Like, he's like, yo, I like it. Like, so it was really just like, it just, you know, we just, even though he was in a different place, you know, we Zoomed, you know, we used our resources together, and we just talked about shit and talked about things and put each other in group chats to where it was almost like I was right next to him. You know what I'm saying? I got this, we got the same engineer, you know what I'm saying? We got the same people that we use. So, you know, just for the project. So I extended my resources. He has his resources. You know, Y.N.X. is a very self-sufficient dude. He got his shit together. So it's very easy to work with him. You know what I mean? So expect more than one project. Like we'll probably just be doing projects like probably one a year, or we'll just always have, people can always bet on like us having different theme albums, you know, shit that we want, because he don't run out of music and I don't run out of music. And, you know, we just got a great rapport. And I'm happy for him, man. I'm proud of him. And I want to send a shout out to my boy Y.N.X., man, because, you know, he's a great dude. And I want to definitely see him win. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him win. And just keep doing it, because he really loves this shit. He's really for the culture. Like somebody like him winning is beautiful for hip hop. You
know word. Salute to Y.N.X. Salute to you, man.
Yes, shout out to Buffalo. Shout out to my boy Y.N.X., man. Salute.
Something. Well, I got so many different questions, man. I don't know where to go. Something I noticed, actually, you know, this project is going to be called Dusty Souls. Your other one is called Dirty Spirits. Again, with just the DS, like, I'm not sure if there's any connection there. It just happens to be, you know, almost the same, similar sounding thing. Soul, spirit, like, you know, it's just part of that whole universal connection, I guess. Is there any connection to the previous album in that way?
I think subconsciously it is, because I wanted to name Dirty Spirits Dusty Soul. That's what me and Yosinova was going to call it, Dusty Soul. And the album cover was going to be a rose, like a rose with gold dust, like covering half of it. And then the other half being like, just kind of show, you know, like Dusty Soul, you know, meaning like we all are like trying to be pure, but there's just certain dust that just comes over us that we just can't control growing up in certain environments. So when me and Y.N.X. was coming up with this album, you know, we're thinking about, you know, the aesthetic of it and how we wanted to, you know, put it together. And Dusty Souls came up because it was like, you know, he comes from Buffalo, and, you know, he's a real genuine dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm a genuine dude. You know, we come from the trenches, but we're dusty. And we're dusty because of the environment. You know what I mean? We got pure souls, but the shit that's in the air, the energy that's in the air, the temptation, a lot of this shit, you can't, sometimes it's hard to get away from it. So it makes you a little dusty. So you have a dusty soul, but not dusty like in a bad dusty. It's like dusty, like, you know, dusty souls, man. Like just people who really just got potential to do everything in life, but coming from where we come from, and being that we come from, you know, harmful environments and like that, you're gonna be a little dusty. You're gonna come out with some dust. You ain't gonna come out clean, right? You're gonna come out pure, but you're gonna go through some shit. So the album, if you look at the album cover, we have an alternate album cover, the daytime and the nighttime. Okay. Shout out to Zach Art, you know what I'm saying, who did the artwork for us. Shout out to Zach Art. Each project I try to be a little bit different. So I had Huey Art, who did Dirty Spirits. You know what I'm saying? Came up with that crazy ass NFT shit before it was an NFT. And then going forward, I said, I want to do something a little different, going a little different direction. I seen Zach art, I seen his page and how he was doing like a little different variations with the art. So when I got up with Y.N.X., I said, yo, me and him both just came up with an idea of like, some cartoony, more kid-friendly. Like this album is really like a theme album. It's you're gonna even see like a lot of songs I'm not even cursing on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying shit like I struggle with what I said. I struggle with my mental at times. My incredible mind, how it's focused to get better in crime. My pop's about 80. My mom's was an addict. I'm often in like I'm just riding, we sliding some songs where I'm just really talking. Like this album I used to talk. You know what I mean? And then my debut album will be a little bit different. So this is all like just me building up my catalog organically and just bringing people on a journey with me. You know what I mean? So like this whole relationship with Y.N.X. And everything was just a journey. And the fact that we both lived in Buffalo and we come from similar environments, I think it was just a perfect relationship for us to come together and just try to paint that picture for people.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I don't want to talk too much about the debut album, but you just mentioned it. Is that something?
Oh, like, we kind of got marketed. It's leading up to it. I'm about to drop another single. You know what I mean? So I'm basically just rolling it out slowly, letting people like, I dropped that first single of The Search, let people get in tune with that for a minute. Then I hit them with nostalgia. Now people are like, okay, something's going on. Like, okay, now when I drop the third one, that's going to hit them. And then we're going to do the listening party. We're going to drop it. So I'm just waiting for the physical copies to come in.
Oh, sweet.
I got pins and stickers and all type of shit to put in the box for people. So basically each album I'm trying to create an experience.
Awesome.
Just trying to create an experience. Yeah.
I'm down for it, bro. I'm down for it. I wish I could come out to that listening party. It would probably be dope, but we'll get around to one of them.
Yeah, for sure. Just get a little flight, man. You got to do it ahead of time. You do it ahead of time, flights ain't gonna be that expensive no more, man. You can get a round trip for 120, 150.
We'll figure it out. For you to tap into this higher realm, be the best you that you can be, do you have a morning or daily routine or ritual that you sort of practice that helps keep you in check? Can you break that down?
For sure. You got to protect yourself. At one point when I first got into this thing, I wasn't protecting myself. Certain things I was rapping about, certain things I was around, I was talking a lot of things into fruition. So when you're dealing with music, you're dealing with your subconscious, you're using 100% of your subconscious, your focus, your energy. So, I wake up in the morning, I drink water. That's the first thing you want to do to activate yourself to break your fast. You want to drink some water. You want to pray or meditate. I know a lot of different people have different things. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just try to tap into becoming more disciplined in building myself, whether it's my mind, my mental, my physical, spiritual, financial. There's always a focus on certain things. So, that helped me, just clear my path, making better decisions, making better music, attracting better people, so all of that goes inside the lifestyle, the diet, the way we eat, goes into the way we perceive things and the way that we see things. So, I think once by me making that change again, it directly put me right back into a beautiful space in music, and music started to become fun again because I started to be around, you start to attract who you are, you know what I mean? So my rituals is drinking water and meditating a lot and reading. I read a lot. I love to read. So, watch motivational things that's going to empower you, things that's going to build your vibes, because you're going to need it. You need all these vibrations and shit when you're dealing with the world. Mm-hmm. Especially music, because this is an ego-driven business for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Dope, man. Yeah, I'm trying to get myself into one, figure it out, and you just become more efficient that way. And like you said, get into that higher realm, just the better you. Right. You do like to share a lot on Instagram, and I appreciate that. Your story, kind of what's happening now, what happened in the past. Something you shared recently was about manifesting. You said that you would listen to songs on the way to, play a football game or whatever it may be. And, you're trying to get yourself hyped up for the game, but at the same time, you said that you were manifesting being in music and being an MC, like subconsciously. That's something I can relate to almost. I'm obviously a DJ now, but back in the day, before I had equipment, I was always putting together playlists, trying to put people on the music, this and that. Talk about manifesting, and even if it is sort of subconsciously, just always having that idea in the back of your head, or, the importance of manifesting. Let's talk about it.
It becomes subconscious until you become consciously aware of it, right? So now that I'm conscious of manifestation and things of that nature, you know, you start to look back. And even in football, you know, when you're sitting there and you're thinking about doing big plays, everything, most of the things I used to dream about used to happen on the football field. So that was like my first canvas to try out these powers, but you still don't really know. I just knew like being confident and just doing the things was just helping me. I didn't know about manifestation back then and nothing. So then I'm thinking about like, you know, I've always been around music. I've always been around people who rap and shit, and I always wanted to do it. So it was just like now I'll be in a car and I'm listening to like, you know, Lil Wayne or somebody, whatever, Jay-Z, Common, Black Thought, and then it's like I listen to the song, and then after a while I was like, I'm trying to get motivated, but it turned into like me like daydreaming, like I'm performing a song. And it would be a very unfulfilling feeling because I wasn't doing music, but I always knew I should have been doing music. I always knew I loved it, but it didn't make no sense to me because it was always about business. So I always wrote music on the side, but not enough to like stay polished. You know, I would do songs like every now and then, like one song, you know, here and there and shit, but everybody wouldn't take me serious. People just like knew like, yeah, he could freestyle, you know, he could put some bars together, but he don't really know what the fuck is going on. You know, so once I got in tune and just started kind of studying and understanding myself more, I started understanding how to manifest things, like how to put thought, focus, time, energy, you know, and stay there and believe it, write it down. You know what I'm saying? That 9 out of 10 times, man, you can like create your own blessings with your own free will, with your own will. Mm-hmm. It's not even like luck anymore. It's like you learn what you need to learn, you put the energy into it, you pushed, you believed in it, you wrote it down, you spoke it out, and that shit happened. And then when you keep doing shit like that, then you're gonna walk around. Usually you see people very confident and becoming successful in anything they do, because it's really like a mentality. Mm-hmm. It's all mental. Like, yeah, so yeah.
You mentioned you like reading earlier. Is there any sort of books or podcasts or people that you follow that sort of helped push you in this direction to, you know, start manifesting, or what kind of
influences?
Yeah, any sort of influences that sort of helped kick you off in that direction?
My mom,
or books you could recommend to people as well.
Yeah. My mom, you know, growing up, one thing my mom always told me was she was going to make sure I knew how to read. I knew how to articulate myself. So my mom was real big on reading from young. So that was something that, and like, as far as what I read everything. Like, it's not necessarily like as far as like I sit down and read books, but I do. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I read anything, whether it's information on things. You know, I like to research and get more intel, you know, and intel is short for intelligence. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's definitely books that I do. Like, I have a link that I sell to people. $50. I sell them a whole, it's 144 PDF books, all the top books. And I link, the reason why I sell it to people is that that's the only way you can unlock it. And I have bought it for $100, but it's like 100, like almost 200 books, PDFs. The Mamba book, all business books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all type of shit. And I was just sending out to people. And I read those, like the last book I was reading was the Epics of Gilgamesh. And the Epics of Gilgamesh was written 9,000 years before the Bible. Mm-hmm. And when you read the Epics of Gilgamesh and you see those characters and you see the Bible characters, you see that the people who wrote the Bible or revised it completely stole the characters from the Epics of Gilgamesh. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm into shit like that, like the coding thing, you know. Trust me, religion and everything, it's not as confusing as people think it is. It's people just can't have cognitive dissonance. You got to look at everything for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Understand why things started, where, what year, and who did it and why they did it. And when people understand that, they'll understand that a lot of shit is just, it's like, you know. So yeah, I read, reading helps you not have to depend on everybody.
Dope.
You depend on yourself and trust yourself. Because manifestation takes fearlessness, which is hope, and faith. Faith is like the opposite of fear. So when you look at the world is living in fear. You know, people going work, home, straight robots. You know what I mean? So the creatives and the people who are like daring to do things like that, we get attacked or we get, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's crazy out here.
Yeah, it is. It is. Something I really like that you do though is you share the information that you get and you take in. A lot of the times, like I mentioned, it is on Instagram. You like to go on live and and just talk, different ideas coming up. Like it sounds like you're working through concepts almost sometimes in your mind, and you're just going through it, but obviously you're able to connect and create different relationships with people. Talk about like Instagram as a tool in that way. You said you're working with people overseas, and I enjoy the live sessions, whether there's one people in there, sometimes there's a lot more. You're having interviews or conversations with people. Talk about like Instagram as a tool and being able to like get out information that way.
Well, when I was in college, we studied the information age. So they was preparing us for this age, telling us like, yo, you're going to be making money off your mind. It's all about connecting resources. You know what I'm saying? They also told us about the job structure that's going to create for people. So you're going to always have two people going two different directions, right? So I started to use Instagram like a business from one of the first, like 15 years ago. I just knew like, damn, I can get in contact with all these people. And I've always been like more organic. So I just felt like, if you use the internet the right way, especially every day when you have so much access to people, you're going to do your thing. You're going to do your thing, especially if you have something to offer, so I use it more like to brand. And also to network. And it's rarely like, I'm talking about like, I guess what they call them superstars or people, like people answer me. When I hit people up on Instagram, whether they got 50K, 100K, people answer me. When they get time, so I started realizing that there's power in the internet. If you just use it, it's all about how you use it. Our mentalities and what we grew up and how we were raised and shit is what creates the world that we live in now. So everybody has a different perception of the internet. You know what I mean? So it's really all about like, what do you want out of it? You know what I mean? That's all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Someone that I was really inspired by is Sway Calloway. I saw you did a cypher with him a few years back.
Right.
Talk about that experience. That was at South by Southwest, I think, right?
Yeah, I went out there by myself. You know what I'm saying? One of my friends, Stilly On, shout to Stilly One, dope artist from New York, New York. Traveled the world. He's been in Poland, Taipei, Hong Kong, all over the world. He put me on to, he said, yo, you need to go to South by Southwest. He said, even if you don't go perform, you need to go on a panel. You need to go talk. So he was like motivating me to go. And then I started studying it. I said, fuck it, I'm going out there. I went out there on my birthday. I didn't even have money really like that at that time. It was my birthday. Went out there by myself. Ended up like getting locked out in my hotel room. Had the same clothes on that Sway saw me in. But Sway in the morning was at 6 a.m. So when I actually went up there, he ended up calling me up. I ended up going up there rapping. And he made like a little joke. He said, yo, you really grinding. He said, I seen you with this on. I said, yeah, I ain't go to sleep that way. He said, this is what I'm talking about. He's a hyena. And I went up there and I didn't get booed or nothing. I didn't do my best, but I did good enough to where, Miss Kelly and all them said I was a hyena. But when I look back, I was like really just up and coming. And I'm just getting myself together. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know what rhyme. I was sitting there thinking about what bars I wanted to rap at that time, what I felt like really fit. And I just went up there and did my thing. And, it was a great experience, man, because, I look back at how daring I was. I was going on tour with 8 songs. I was booking my own shows at SOBs with no team or nothing. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, bro. I was just looking on TV and like, yo, I got to find ways to push myself. I was going to showcases in the Bronx and Brooklyn. And, I just said, I got to do it. No one's going to do it with me. There was times even like my lady at the time was just like looking at me like, yo, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like everybody's like, damn, you going from football to music? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't making no sense to nobody, but I just felt like I already had a brand. I already had people who followed me already. And I felt like all I gotta do is keep being me. And I felt like over a couple of years, if you just continue to build, shit's gonna build. So I'm almost about to be at 10K organically. And I'm just watching every day, just the followers go up and, people share my stuff. And I'm just watching it. It's just beautiful because it's like, everything is just step by step. So, I think a lot of artists are missing out on that.
Yeah, thank you for telling that story, man. I appreciate that. I used to listen to Sway at my desk job. You know what I mean? I was there from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And for those first 4 hours, Sway was on. So that's where I got a lot of hip hop knowledge, what I listened to, how to listen to it, questions to ask about it. So I love seeing that. And thank you for breaking down that story for us. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Another Sirius XM connection. You were just up there for a cypher with Y.N.X., right? Was that earlier this year?
Yeah.
Talk about that, man. I mean, You know, I was an avid listener. I've been up there. I won contests. It's a cool ass place. What was it like being up there spitting for Destroy on the Lord Sear show, if I'm not mistaken?
Well, between me and you, we weren't really actually up there. So Y.N.X., you know, he had to connect because, like I said, you know, Y.N.X. been doing his thing. So Y.N.X. hit me up and was like, yo, we basically just had to record a freestyle and send it to him. And he just kind of made it seem like we was like next to him. I hope I'm not blowing it, but it is what it is.
No, like, man. Hey, it's cool. I like the insight.
Right. So it was dope though. You know, Y.N.X., shout out to Y.N.X. You know, my brother hit me up with an opportunity. It's like, yo, you gotta get in this. So at this point, I was in album mode. You know what I mean? I'm just like trying to create, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. You know what I mean? So I did mine, did his, and there was another artist on there with us. You know what I mean? It was dope. Over a couple of beats, I sent 2 verses in. You know, I'm about to start posting that again.
I love it, man. It's cool.
They spelled my name wrong. That's why they spelled my name wrong. So that's why I like, that shit irks me, bro. People spell my name wrong all the time.
Yeah, man. They gotta pay attention. Pay attention,
people.
Yeah. So the word organic, it's used a lot, but I feel like there's a fine line because, you know, you also got to hustle and work and go get things, but you do want them to be organic. So break that down a little bit. Where is the line? Because, you know, this interview wouldn't happen if I don't reach out to you and ask you for it a few times. Obviously, how we connected in Provincetown, like you said, that was organic. It just happened, but I still had to reach out. Where is like... What's the line? How do you define organic?
Organic for me, from my theory, from where I look at it, is an energy exchange. Like a lot of rappers in here are opportunists. A lot of people in life, you know, are opportunists, and a lot of things aren't organic. I was in situations, I was around many different things and many dynamics where it wasn't organic. You know, it seems like it's organic, but you know, if you give people time and you scam people enough, that's when you're able to kind of draw the line to see if it's organic. You got to give it time. And so let's Y.N.X. I think, you know, it was organic, meaning like, you know, people were hitting me up. You need to do something with him. People was hitting him up. You need to do something with him. And then we end up just hitting each other up. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want none from him. He didn't want none from me. We just wanted to create. It was organic. You know what I'm saying? And it's really organic. It's like, you know what I'm saying? We've been able to, it's been a dope process. We've been dealing with each other for like the last month and a half, or every day damn near. Organic. You know, he calls me when he has opportunities for me. You know what I'm saying? He thinks about me. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I mean, I think about him. That's like organic relationship where it's not forced. Nothing's forced. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's 2 guys or 2 people who believe in what they're doing, who come together. So organic is like, you know, like I'm with a large amount, and, you know, I did a video yesterday, a boom bap video. I just sent them like a little group test. I got a video. They all pulled up. Organic, like they pull up, they bring in weed, they're vibing with me, you know what I mean? They're adding money to the studio sessions. You know, we're all kind of, you know, doing our thing. So when it's organic, it just means it's not forced, and your gut, and it's soothing to your gut, meaning like your gut can feel that this shit is smooth. A lot of people act organic in this thing, but they don't have great intentions. So the way you draw the line is you got to scam people. Don't just be loyal right away. That's what I would tell any person. Don't just be loyal. Don't let nobody, you know, soothe you, buy you food, or, you know, bring you to a hotel or do anything and make you feel like, you know what I mean, like you good or da. And because it's sometimes usually a lot of shit behind it. So, you know, just you got to protect yourself. And for me, the way I move, organic relationships, I got to, or I won't do no music or nothing. If it's not organic, I'm gonna charge you. Like, that's how, like when I deal with other artists and I don't know them, and it's organic, I'm charging them 1,000, 1,200 for a verse, easy, whether they like it or not. They may say, "Well, I don't pay for verses." All right, cool, you know. I ain't gonna argue. I get it. Verse. Yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna make or break you doing a verse with me, but me and you ain't gonna do nothing. And then I got resources. I got a lot of resources. I got more resources than a lot of artists. So a lot of times they don't know, like, if you do business with me, then I'm gonna open up my world for you. But if I don't really need you and it doesn't really make sense, then I'm not gonna do music with you. Especially if I don't know you. You know what I mean? But these artists be entitled, so.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Something I saw you, you mentioned SOBs earlier. You were out there for the Dawn and I tour show, right? Talk about that. Yep. What that was like, seeing the underground connecting with Ninth Wonder, you know what I mean? Like that's a big album that Moose and him put together. What was it like to be at that show?
I mean, it was beautiful. You know, me and Moose, Planet Asia, as soon as he came to New York, I was actually with Planet Asia like like every day leading up, like 3 days leading up to it. So, Planet Asia is that's big bro right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he taught me a lot. Anytime he comes, it's organic, all organic. So, I'm proud of Mussolini. Mussolini's work ethic is second to none. He stays right in his lane, and he's a very what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word you call somebody when they're like good at something and they're not getting their proper due? Underrated. He's an underrated lyricist. Very underrated. So, I got a chance to just be around him. We was in Fredo's in the studio, cooking up, vibing. I'm watching moves, and then also during the show, being backstage with those guys, 1,000 Words was there. Ninth Wonder is real humble. He was talking to everybody, full of energy, and then I was able to study, and the show was beautiful because, we had Planet Asia come out there. It was just filled up with hip hop. He had Mussolini was well prepared. He had his vinyl table over there. It was just beautiful. It was a great day for hip hop. I bumped into Static Selector. I bumped into 38 Special. It was just, it's just hip hop. It was one of those beautiful nights. And shout out to Mussolini, Ninth Wonder, Planet Asia, everybody who performed, and the whole Rock Nation group that was there. That was there. So, for me, it's just, I love this hip hop shit because now if I'm not involved, I'm learning. So it was a great show, a lot of energy. I see that they're on like a baby tour. Like they starting on, I don't mean baby, meaning like it's little, meaning like up here, meaning like baby, they starting slow, like they're hitting a couple. And matter of fact, I think they're in Colorado right now, right?
Colorado Springs, April 23rd, they'll be performing.
Yeah, you got to link up with Moose, man. Didn't you interview him before?
I have interviewed him. He was the first interview I did actually after you. He was the first web interview that I did. So big salute to Mussolini.
You going to catch the show?
Sit down again. I think I'm going to be DJing with O.Finesse and maybe Grand Combo. So
get the fuck out of here. That's fine. Me and O.Finesse, that's my guy.
Yeah, man. I think, did you preview a song? You give us a snippet on the story one time.
Me and O got a song, man, but Arcan. I'm putting him on blast, and that's my boy. I love Arcan. But Arcan, the producer, man, he be giving me the runaround, man. We did the song, and Arcan was supposed to send the session so it can get mixed. And actually, the song was supposed to be on the album that I did with Arcan. I did a project with Arcan. That, I don't know. It may or may not come out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But the song that me and O.Finesse got is fire. It's dope. I wanted to put it out, but it's mixed, but it ain't mixed the way I want it mixed. It ain't mixed, properly. So I'm just waiting for Arcan to send that track, man, or somewhere. If anything, me and O.Finesse probably gonna cook up some new shit or something. You know what I'm saying?
Send it, man. Let me get that exclusive.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate it though. It's you two are a good combo. I'm looking forward to hearing that. Something you brought up earlier also, as we're sort of wrapping up the interview here, is like NFTs. So that's something I see you share some information about. I'm not too tapped in with it. Could you give us a brief description of crypto and NFT and sort of why or how it could be important in this hip hop or artist space?
NFT is a different world. It's the world of the spoiled brat, A lot of narcissistic, rich kids who pride themselves off of having things that are rare. And once you understand that, then you just create things that's a rarity. NFT means non-fungible token. And what that means is that anything that you sell doesn't have a limit to it. So let's just say I sell, let's just say this is weed right here, weed, right? They're both $30 technically, or $40. But Michael Jackson smoked out of this one. He touched it. So this one, even though they really worth the same, this one goes up in value. It's non-fungible, so you can't put value on it. You can put whatever you want on it. So that's basically what it goes into: art, photography, and digital graphics and music. So a lot of people do collabs. You need Ethereum. Ethereum is usually like the main source
it's like the
of
currency,
income.
Right?
It's a currency, Ethereum. And NFTs is just a world where people they align with their projects if it makes sense. They a lot of people like to do collabs, and there's a lot of money in it if you could market your project and just find your way. But it's the new thing. a lot of people don't really know what it really is. You know, it's a little bit more deeper, but it's definitely for everybody. And it's just about staying confident and just knowing how to market your stuff at the end of the day. So for me, I got some NFT shit coming. I have a digital graphic artist that I rock with. And she's really good. She went to school for 3D animation. So we're working on a lot of different things, especially for the metaverse. You know, I know you hear that word a lot. Mm-hmm. So metaverse is just a 3D, 4D, 5D world of, you know, people, costumes, people, places, and things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen people. I almost feel like I saw a gallery in the metaverse that was filled with people with like your NFT collection. It's almost like your personal gallery. Yeah. Digital gallery sort of thing. So that was like an interesting thing to see. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get some real art up on the wall. I don't know which way I'm trying to go.
But you know what happens is once you're gonna get glasses soon, and then you're gonna look on your wall and you're gonna see the art there. And anybody else who comes in there, they're gonna have the glasses too. So it's gonna
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, but I thank you for breaking that down. It's an interesting world. You know, there's a lot that could happen out there for sure.
Not for sure.
Do you have any goals for this year? What are we in 2022 now? Any goals for this year or goals for beyond that you want to share?
Yeah, my goals is stay consistent. You know, for me, I set out for this year to come in. Each year, I just want to come in better and better as far as like more prepared. So this year, I came in more prepared. I feel like, I'm consistent. And I know the road. I feel like by this time next year, I should be exactly where I want to be. I feel like things are going to change when I drop this album. You know what I mean? And these other projects and these features. I feel like I'm gonna take over this year, but not take over to a point where it's just gonna be about me. But like this year is mine. Like I got a lot of music. I'm gonna be consistent putting it out. The shit is fire. I've been talking to A&Rs and people who really in the game who've been listening to this shit. I've been getting better and better, making better music. So, I'm just gonna like take it, bro. Like this year is just about being consistent, making better music and better video, everything better. That's it. And just not having no pressure and just taking your time with this shit. But yeah, it's like UNC. I'm just keep hitting them. I got so much music. The album's gonna drop. Then I got another boom bap album coming out. Then I got another album. It's just all gonna be a lot. And some get down, lay down shit. Man, you're gonna see it's gonna be dope.
Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for taking the time. Aaqil, something I want to tell you too. I'm going to put a mix together. I'm going to do a Aaqil Ali mix that I'm going to release with the interview. So I have, some of your features, some of your regular songs. I'm going to do a mix and put it out with this interview. So, people can listen to this conversation. A lot of great insight here.
Is that going to be like a Spotify playlist?
Maybe I could do that. I was gonna, do it on the turntables, cut it up, blend the stuff, and we'll see.
That'd be fun. You should do that. And like this is another thing I learned about the playlist, because people can always add to your playlist. So let's just say if you created your own playlist, it doesn't really have to be just like Aaqil Ali. You get mixed up with anybody, but like you can always send it to people and let people add to it. Okay. Yeah, that's a way that's a nice little way that people get streamed, and it creates like a little community, the playlist. Because once you send your playlist to people, they can always add songs to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah. All right, everybody, look out for the Aaqil Ali playlist, the underground playlist, the mix, the interview. We got a lot coming, but stay tuned. He's got Dusty Souls on the way, coming out shortly. And then, like he said, a whole bunch of more music after that. So Aaqil, thank you again for taking the time.
I appreciate you having me again, family.
Absolutely. We'll talk soon. All right, bro?
All right, brother.
Peace.
Yeah. Aaqil Ali. Nostalgia. Mind stare vivid and I know she wanna hold me close. Old trauma still make me do the rope-a-dope. I exceeded abandonment issues. Get money, own land and brand you a pistol. Universal law, make sure your plan is official. Pure power in your words, so I hand you a pencil. You was really destined for the light, mind sharp as a Ginzu. Peep the message, I'm the essence that Yahweh that sent through. Long line, seeing people wait at Popeyes while police is on the TV with us hog tied.